in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Sierra and Madrid, file number 23-21203FH. How do you wish to proceed today?
Your Honor, Ms. Madrid would like to.
Hold on a second. Hold on. All right. So, Mr. Bradley, I'm going to pop you in the waiting room. Mr. Wallace, I'm going to put you in the waiting room too. All right. So, all right. So, Mr. Myers, try that again without the background noise.
No worries, Judge. Ms. Madrid would like to take advantage of the offer provided by the prosecutor's office to reduce the charge to a use, and we're requesting consideration under HIDA. I believe Mr. Sneed has no objection to that.
All right, so hold on one second. Ms. Adams, let me see here. Okay, I found the following information. All right, so she's going to plead guilty to count 2, use of methamphetamine with no objection to 7411 or HIDA?
HIDA, Your Honor. We would be specifically requesting HIDA.
Well, Mr. Sneed, isn't this applicable for 7411?
Yeah, that was offered to Judge, but the defendant was electing HIDA.
So how about Mr. Myers, a drug offense qualifies for 7411 and HIDA. So I hate to waste a HIDA on something she's eligible for 7411, because in the event she later commits another felony, she would still be eligible for HIDA.
I understand.
It's the same thing.
The reason why I would prefer HIDA under her circumstances is that a 7411 is different than HIDA in that HIDA becomes completely non-public upon the plea. 7411 isn't actually non-public, it just gets dismissed and the record remains. So HIDA is better in those terms than a 7411. So due to her age, as long as the prosecutor doesn't disagree and that you don't disagree, Judge, we would prefer that.
Okay, how old are you, Ms. Madrid?
21. I just 21 like 5 days ago.
She doesn't look 40. You said 41 or 31?
21.
So next year she has a relapse and she does a home invasion, and you know she won't be eligible for HIDA.
Right. Well, HIDA, my understanding is with 7411, you only get one of them. But HIDA, it's up to the discretion of the judge, and a defendant can receive more than one HIDA. I don't know.
You that's fine. All right. So Ms. Madrid, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so ma'am, you've heard the statement of your attorney and the prosecuting attorney. Is it your intention to plead guilty to count 2, use of methamphetamine, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 1 year in jail, with count 1, which is a 10-year felony, being dismissed? And then if you're eligible for HIDA, you would be sentenced under HIDA. Is that your intention?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, excellent. So are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you understand the maximum penalty for this offense can be up to 1 year in jail?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you understand that if a guilty plea is accepted, there will be no trial? This means that you will be giving up rights you would have had at trial. And I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and neither the prosecutor, the defendant, nor anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed any other sentence with the court other than if she's eligible for HIDA, she can be sentenced under HIDA. Is that correct, Mr. Myers?
It is, Your Honor. However, I think we will put that in your discretion whether or not you're going to do HIDA or 7411.
Well, we can address it at sentencing if you'd like. Is that correct, Mr. Sneed?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
And is that correct as far as you're aware, Ms. Madrid?
Yes.
All right. Do you understand that you have a right to a speedy public trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that you may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and the court agree, you can have a non-jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and to ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses you have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial and not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I've given to you?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So how do you wish to plead to the charge that on or about September 19th of 22 in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee, that you did use methamphetamine, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead guilty to this charge?
No, Your Honor.
Do you understand that if I accept the plea, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats for inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead guilty? Mr. Steen?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Myers?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Other than 7411 or HIDA, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimated what your sentence will be, Ms. Madrid?
No.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ms. Madrid, on September 19th of 2022, were you in the city of Adrian in the county of Lenawee?
Yes.
Okay, and did you have in your possession methamphetamine?
Yeah.
And did you use it?
No, I wasn't using it. It fell out of my pocket on accident. I didn't know it was in my pocket. I came to jail and they checked my pocket 3 to 6 times. Like I had 3 different officers check my pockets. And then when I came in to get booked, it fell out and I had no idea it was in my pocket.
But you knew it would, okay, so you didn't know.
But I
it
was
in your
using it
pocket.
prior. I was using it prior earlier in the day.
So you had it early in the day in your possession, you forgot it was in your pocket, you went
Yes,
to the
ma'am.
jail, you got booked and it was in your pocket.
Yeah, it fell out when they were checking my pockets.
Okay, so you possessed it and you had used it earlier in the day.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Steen, are you satisfied?
Yes, thank you, Judge.
Has the court complied with MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Mr. Steen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Myers?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I accept the plea. It has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of her rights and she does have competent counsel. This court has made no agreement regarding the possibility of a plea or a possible sentence in this case with the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the defendant, or anyone acting in the interest of either of them other than potential for a HIDA plea. I'm going to refer this matter to the district court probation for a pre-sentence investigation. Mr. Myers, are you available for sentencing on March 10 at 8:15 in the morning via Zoom?
If you bear with me for just one quick moment, Your Honor, I'll confirm that. You said March 10th?
Yep, at 8:15.
That works great.
All right, so Ms. Madrid, you have the right to be present in person for sentencing if you would like. You can also waive your right to be present in person and appear via Zoom. Do you wish to appear in person or via Zoom?
I'll just appear in person.
You want to appear in person?
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Myers, you can appear in person with her or you can appear via Zoom.
If my client will be there, I'll come with her. I'll be in person.
Okay, so, all right, so Ms. Madrid, someone from District Court Probation, probably Michael McCarron, will get in touch with you and go through your background and also the events that occurred. Be honest with him, and then we will see you back here on March 10 at 8:15 in the morning in person. All right?
Thank
Judge,
you.
may I briefly address bond?
Sure.
I'm not 100% sure, but I believe there's a bond in this case. But Ms. Madrid is telling me that she's set to be released today. She's currently in jail on a probation violation for picking up this case. She has said that she needs a PR bond in this case in order to be released, although I don't remember this bond ever being revoked.
So I show that on paperwork January 3rd of 2023, she has a PR bond on this one.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you.
Ms.
All right,
Madrid,
Ms.
should be
Madrid,
okay.
listen to me. It sounds like you're gonna be released from the jail, maybe today. You still have bond conditions. So I am going to require that you do random drug testing, and I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with Mr. Coast.
Your Honor, I'm on colors already. I'm on colors already.
In district court.
I can't, I'm not sure. I think so, yeah.
Judge, because her case was actually kicked up to circuit court, I'm actually responsible for monitoring her. So I would like to talk to her and relay what she needs to do.
Okay, so understand, Ms. Madrid, Darren Coast is not in district court probation. He's my pretrial services coordinator. So he would monitor your bond conditions pending sentence. So he'll work out with you whether you're doing colors in district court or what you need to do, okay?
All right.
But you are going to need to understand that I know you're on probation in district court, and that's different than Mr. Coast, who is pretrial services coordinator. And then, but you will need to report to district court probation Thursday morning for them to prepare a pre-sentence report for this case. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
So it sounds like you're going to be on probation continued with a district court judge as well as me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to assign Darren Coast and Ms. Madrid to a breakout room, and Mr. Myers, you're all set?
May I also attend that meeting? I can help her comply with her bond conditions if I know what they are.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Hold on a second. Okay. All right, so Darren Coast, Sierra Madrid, and Mr. Myers, I'm gonna open that breakout room.
Thank you, Judge. Great day.
Thank you. Okay, so I forgot why even have we still sitting here. Why are we still sitting here?
My lawyer and the prosecutor were in the breakout room.
There you go. All right. So, Mr. Malaro, did you talk to Mr. Sneed regarding Mr. Murdoch?
I did, Your Honor, and I'd need to speak with Mr. Murdoch very briefly.
Okay, so Mr. Murdoch, you can go in the hall and take a left, and there's a Zoom device.
I see it.
Yep, and it has the instructions to zoom in, and then I can put you in a breakout room with Mr. Malaro.
Thank you.
Not a problem. All right, Ms. Underwood and Ms. Brenner, let's see. We got a couple with you. Let's see, I got Benjamin Wallace. Let me bring him in. All right, he's going out hallway, Mr. Malaro, so. All right. Vice back. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Benjamin Ray Wallace, file number 22-20838FH. I have Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Wallace and Sarah Brenner appearing on behalf of the Attorney General. So this is the date and time scheduled for first pretrial in this matter. So Ms. Underwood and Ms. Brenner, how will we proceed today?
Your Honor, good morning. Rhonda Underwood for Mr. Wallace. Mr. Wallace increased his payment in December and paid $481 and in $288 so far this month. So I believe what we are requesting, Your Honor, is that this matter be set out again to continue monitoring payments.
All right, Miss Adams, could you go in the hallway and check the Zoom device in the hallway?
Sorry, I forget that.
It's okay. She'll be right there.
And Your
Alright,
Honor, I
so-
don't think this is your first pretrial, just so that you're aware. I think we have bumped it a couple of times.
No, I showed that. Oh, yeah, the first pretrial was September 28th. And then today, so it is actually, you're right, the second. All right,
But it's an all arrears case, Judge. He is making payment efforts. He did post a large bond. We started at almost 27,000. We are down to just under 19. So we're making headway. I understand he is hesitant to enter a plea because he's a volunteer firefighter. So I'm okay with an adjournment if the court is willing to grant him an adjournment to give him time to continue knocking this down.
okay. So, Mr. Wallace, first of all, thank you. I appreciate the effort you're making. So, Ms. Underwood, I'm gonna set this out for another pretrial conference on May 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. And obviously, you know, Ms. Brenner is always super accommodating when payments are being made. And so May 3rd, Ms. Underwood.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank
you'll
you.
do the step in order to adjourn.
I will do that with Ms. Brenner's permission, please.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Mr. Wallace, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, you have a good day.
Yep, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And then we have Mr. Brigman as well, Judge. I don't know if you have him.
Judge, the hallway should be logged in.
Oh, yep, he is. Hold on. You're squirreling me. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Yeah. Is it Brigman that was naked or Bradley? I can't remember.
Bradley.
Okay.
It wasn't mine.
All right. He's not connecting to audio, Becky.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna send him a request to connect or join a breakout room. Oh, he's connected now. All right, so Mr. Murdoch, go ahead and, oh, there you go, Mr. Murdoch, good job. Okay, so I'm going to send you a request to join a breakout room.
Yes, ma'am.
And that'll be with Mr. Malaro. So go ahead and just click on join, and then I'll just, when you're done, just don't even hang up, just come back in the courtroom.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
It's making payments. All right, and the last one. So, Miss Underwood, you are here on Brigman, you said, Miss Underwood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have Mr. Brigman with you?
I do not.
And I do not have him with me, and he is not in my waiting room. So in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Brandon Ty Brigman, file number 21-20566FH. I have Brenda Underwood appearing on behalf of the people, or no, I'm sorry, Mr. Brigman, and I have Sarah Brenner appearing on behalf of the Attorney General. Let's see, we were last here in November, and it was adjourned to today. Do you want to try calling him?
I will try calling him. Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Van Dusen, are you, or Ms. Underwood, do either of you represent Mr. Cody Joe Bradley?
No, Your Honor, I have Denny Bullock though.
Oh, I don't have him. All right, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Denny Lee Bullock, file number 22-21105FH. I have Dawn Van Dusen appearing on behalf of Mr. Bullock. I have Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people, or Jacqueline Weiss, actually. Posted bond.
Can I have a brief breakout session with Miss Van Duzen on this case?
Sure.
Or I can mute
Uh,
her.
I don't care. What do you want to do?
Dawn, I'm gonna call you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Murdoch, all right, so Mr. Malaro. Do you want to go back on Mr. Murdoch now?
Yes.
All right, so back on the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Sean Nicholas Murdoch, Isaac Sneed on behalf of the people, Salvatore Malaro on behalf of Mr. Murdoch. Let's see, we were back in November here and you had needed to speak to the prosecutor at that time regarding a victim statement. So where do we stand today?
Judge, if it has been filed, I imagine a Nolly Prosequi will be filed on counts 1 and 2 in the habitual offender. And Mr. Murdoch is going to admit to the contempt charges.
So he's gonna plead to the contempt, but count 1 and 2 and the habitual offender will be dismissed once he pleads to the contempt?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that what you said?
I don't know if our discussion was conditional, but I don't think it matters at this point.
So Mr. Sneed, what am I supposed to do?
My understanding with Mr. Malaro is that people are going to be dismissing the charges and he was going to plead to the contempt.
Correct.
Okay, and what do you want from the contempt? Because he's already gonna have to pay like $1,800
Right.
to.
No position, Judge. Thank you.
All right, so, you know, that money for the tether doesn't go away.
We understand, Judge.
So, Mr. Sneed, are you leaving it in my discretion what to do with the contempt?
Yes, we are, Your Honor. Thank you.
I'm gonna dismiss the contempt. You need to go get that off. And then you gotta pay him, so that's
I totally understand.
more
that.
than what would have punished you with, so.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so you'll be filing the nollie pros then, Mr. Sneed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you still on Division Apartment 2B
Yes, ma'am.
in Petersburg, Michigan?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll mail out, the paperwork will get mailed out to you. Make great changes in your life.
Yes, ma'am. So where do I go to get, I'm supposed to do that today?
Well, yeah, they're charging you for it.
Yes, I totally understand.
Let me see if Darren Costa is, let me call up Darren Costa. Hold on. Go, let's see. 72. Hi, Mr. Coast. This is Judge Anselone. I have Mr. Brigman, or no, I have Mr. Murdoch here. His charges were dismissed, but he needs to get his tether off and he doesn't know what to do.
He needs to go over to JSG 227 North Winter Street and see Don.
I don't, can I write that down?
227 North Winter Street.
Yep.
What's it next to? Is it?
It's Jim Daly's office. Judge.
All right. Do you know where that is?
No, ma'am, I'm not really familiar.
Do you know where Daly's building is? Okay. So you need to go there and ask for who?
Don.
Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Don, and he'll take that off. And then,
Correct. And he's gonna have a past due bill, obviously, but the quicker he returns that machine, that they'll freeze.
yep, and then everything's been dismissed.
Okay, thank
All
you,
right,
Judge.
thanks.
Bye.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you, Mr. Sneed.
okay, so Miss Underwood, who are you, Brigman?
As to Mr. Brigman, Your Honor, my message, I left a message. It went to voicemail. I can say Mr. Brigman has apparently been making payments, Your Honor. They aren't quite what the prosecutor what Ms. Brenner wants, but the arrearage is fluctuating, Your Honor. He's he is making efforts. I would ask if perhaps the court would do a show cause in this matter, because I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be here.
He's got an income withholding order in place, so he may be at jail, or not at jail, at work. Well, depending on where you work, it could be jail. So he must be at work. So I'm not going to ask for a bench warrant today, Judge. If we could reset this, give Miss Underwood time to get in touch with him, then maybe we can get things moving along. But he doesn't have a huge arrearage. He's been making consistent payments, so I'm not going to ask for a bench warrant today.
All right, so Miss Underwood, I'm going to set this out for March 8th. For a second pretrial. And that'll give you time to reach out to him. If he's making payments and you guys agree to adjourn it out for him to continue making payments, just do it by step, all right?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, so March 8th at 8:30 in the morning for a second pretrial.
And would you like me to do this stip in order, Your Honor?
Of course.
Ms. Brunner?
Yes, you may sign my name. Thank you, Rhonda.
Thank you.
All right, thank
Have a nice
you.
day.
You too. All right, let's get Mr. Bradley. And Mr. Milaro, do you represent Cody Bradley? And who's your last one, Miss Van Duzen? Denny Bullock? I don't have him.
That's correct. You won't have them.
I will be filing a dismissal on that matter. Thank you.
I thought that ringed a bell when okay. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, I thought that, okay. Good.
I don't know what case it was.
Denny
In
Bullock.
the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Denny Bullock, I called it just a minute ago, file number 22-21105FH, Don Van Duzen appearing on behalf of Mr. Bullock, the late Mr. Bullock, and Jacqueline Weiss appearing on behalf of the people. All right, Mr. Bradley, who's your attorney?
That would
I
be me.
believe Salazar,
Mr.
man.
Milaro?
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Milaro? Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Cody Joe Bradley, file number 22-21174FH. I have Salvatore Milaro appearing on behalf of Mr. Bradley and Alexander Bayonetto appearing on behalf of the people. A couple things. So Mr. Bradley, I do not show that we have fingerprints for you.
Yes, ma'am.
So I need you to contact the Madison Police Department and set up a time to do fingerprints, okay?
Absolutely, I'll do that. The
All
only
right,
problem I
and
have,
this is the date and time set for pre-trial in this matter. So, Mr. Milaro, how do you wish to proceed?
Your Honor, in light of what Mr. Bradley said earlier, I'm going to ask for another pretrial. And I'll have to figure out how to communicate with him. I wasn't aware he had any medical conditions.
it was just
to deal
like
with.
last week.
Okay, so
that should be my request.
how far out do you want a pre-trial?
30 days is more than enough, Judge, I think.
Okay, so my next available pre-trial is February 22nd at 8:15. Or I'm sorry, 8:30. So February 22nd at 8:30 in the morning.
And Judge, could I do a breakout just so I can confirm his contact
All
information?
right, so Mr. Bradley, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room or send you an invitation to join a breakout room and speak with Mr. Milaro. So go ahead and join that breakout room, and then when you're done talking to him, you can just hang up, all right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, so I have this. Becky, I believe, let me see, I can take Miss Jolene Richardson.
Okay, I'll try that.
Mr. Bradley, did you join breakout room?
I did. There was nothing there. It just kicked me back into the courthouse or courtroom.
Okay, I'm gonna do it again.
Thank you.
I'm gonna open it up again. He said it kicked him back out. So go ahead and click on join only once. So, Ms. Underwood, I have so many files left, but nobody here. All right.
Do you
so-
have, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Which one?
Do you have anybody in your waiting room from MDOC?
No, I do not. Who's
I
supposed to be
believe
here from
Mr.
MDOC?
Crawford and Mr. Gooden are MDOC.
All right, let me look. I do not show. I do not show a writ on Mr. Crawford. And I do not show a writ for Mr. Gooden. So we'll send an email to the prosecutor's office on that. And reschedule those both for February 22nd. How's that? So let me call the cases. All right.
February
in the matter-
22nd? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Hold on, let me call them.
Yep.
So in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Israel Lewis Gooden, file number 22-21179FH, Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Gooden and Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. We'll adjourn that to February 22nd at 8:30. I don't have a writ in the file. Doesn't mean there's not one, there's just not one in the file. And then the other one was, let me see here, Gooden and Crawford. The matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus James Frank Crawford, file number 22-21112FH, Rhonda Underwood appearing on behalf of Mr. Crawford and Isaac Sneed appearing on behalf of the people. Either he's not here today, I don't show a writ, but that doesn't mean there's not one in the file. Or one somewhere across the hall. I just haven't received it. So we'll set that one for February 22nd at 8:30 in the morning as well.
Thank you.
Let's see. John Dotson. He was in jail.
Your Honor, as far as notice, are those going to be stipulations or?
Yeah, you would do a stip in order to adjourn. We'll let the people do it. No, I'm just kidding. No, you can do the stip in order
Well,
to
you
adjourn.
can, you know.
And Isaac, can you sign your name with permission?
Yes.
Isaac, can I sign your name with permission?
Yes.
All right, then I have, let's see. Patty Marlowe versus Adam Marlowe, file number 22-9798PP. I do show that I have an order to show cause dated December 27th of 2022. And petition and order for show cause. So I have the show cause, but I'm not showing a proof of service. Maybe, I don't know. Let me see here. So we were here on, let's see. We had PPO, we had a violation hearing back on August 30th of 22. But Mr. Sneed, is this a new, let me see, 8/9. That violated on 8/19 of 22. So it looks like we arraigned him back in August on the show cause. I have a notice of hearing that was mailed out by my staff. He's homeless. on August 30th. Notice given to Miss Underwood. And he acknowledged his pretrial release conditions. I'm gonna guess would have received his paperwork in court that day with his notice of hearing. And then in December, have it filed another show cause. But I don't, Ms. Adams,
Yes.
so it looks like it's the same violation or no? Parties, residents.
The last-
8/19. So the original show cause was for the same date. So why do I have a document stamped December for the show cause back in August that we've already agreed on? It's weird. I don't know. So what are we hearing today? Another show cause or the same show cause?
Connor, I think it's the same show cause. We just updated the order and submitted it,
Okay,
likely for service purposes. But I don't see a proof of service in my file either.
you don't have a proof of service?
No.
I don't either. So do you want me to set this without date? Can we notice it with service or do you want me to give you a date today?
We can set it without date, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Underwood. Okay, so I got the jail. Becky, I saw 2 envelopes this morning, but it was only one file on Miss Richardson.
The other one was the juror contempt.
Oh, got it. Thank you. All right, Mr. Malaro, who do you have left?
Should be no one, Your Honor.
Okay, because I have John Dotson was set for arraignment today. That's Dawn Van Dusen. And then I have Mark Anthony Rowley, and that is Michael Dagger Margosi. Okay.
Judge,
Yes.
Sean Murdoch, is he taken care of for today?
That was in Nolly Press.
And then Cody Bradley's done?
Cody Bradley is done, and I set Mr. Bradley for pretrial on February 22nd at 8:30.
Okay, Zachary McFarland is done?
Yes.
Yes, and adjourned to February 22nd at 8:30.
And what about William Dillard?
We have that set at 10 o'clock.
I'm
10
sorry,
o'clock.
yep, I just
That's
saw that.
11. All right, Jolene, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Jolene Marie Richardson, file number 21-206038FH. Ms. Richardson, this is a date and time scheduled for request and warrant for probation violation. Ms. Richardson, are you under the influence of anything that would impair your ability to hear and understand these proceedings?
No.
All right, so Ms. Richardson, it is alleged that you violated the terms of your probation and that you failed to report on or about October 4 of 2022 as instructed or thereafter, and your whereabouts were unknown to the probation officer. Do you understand that's an allegation against you?
Yeah.
Now, you're currently on probation for possession of methamphetamine, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 10 years in prison if you plead guilty or are found guilty. Do you understand that?
Yep.
Now, you do have the right to have an attorney represent you here today and in all subsequent proceedings. If you can't afford to hire one, we can appoint you one at public expense. Would you like an attorney appointed to represent you?
Yep.
All right, Ms. Underwood, are you available to speak with Ms. Richardson?
I am, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to put Ms. Underwood into a breakout room with Ms. Richardson. All right, I've opened the breakout room. Sarah Madrid or Joe Angel? Yeah. She can't right now. Oh, Becky,
Yes.
can you say Luke Bryan, Zach Brown Band, Shania Twain, Dustin Lynch, Dwight Yoakam, Billy Currington, Dylan Scott,
I saw
Mike,
that. I saw that. That's
Michael
amazing.
Blanco Brown, Warren Zeters, Cameron Marlowe, Chris Cagle, Haley Witters, Connor Smith, Callie Morgan, Tennille Towns, DJ Silver, Ray Wiley Hubbard, George Burge, Megan Maroney, Mackenzie Carpenter, Ashling Kraft, Madeline Edwards, John Morgan, Aaron Retier, Mackenzie Porter, Chase Beckham, Pillbox Patty, Peyton Porter, Lauren Watkins, Ben Burgess. Oh, he's a little cute. Vivian Artur. There you go.
Those can't all be
Next.
coming to, are those all coming to the Faster Horses or something?
They are, Sue.
All of those people?
It's a 3-day concert,
Oh, my
2
goodness.
stages. All right, Ms. Underwood, want me to close that breakout room? Oh, you're not in the breakout room. Yeah, you are. Oh. All right, breakout room's closing. All right, Miss Richardson, one of the reasons you got picked up is you failed to return a juror questionnaire. The jail told me you won't fill out that questionnaire. Is that true?
I just woke up and they told me to fill out this and the judge needs to see you. I wouldn't even. Yeah, I
Okay.
did because I didn't know what I was filling out.
Okay, so you're gonna fill out the juror questionnaire?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so we mail out jury questionnaires for potential jurors for jury trials. You have to fill it, like if you don't fill it out, I issue a contempt of court, and that's what happened. I issued a contempt of court. And so by filling it out, they just take that contempt of court off, okay?
I'm a felon, for one.
I know, you still gotta fill it out, and then we excuse you because you're a felon.
No.
Okay, all right, Ms. Underwood, how do you want to proceed with Ms. Richardson today?
It's my understanding, Your Honor. Ms. Richardson, you don't have any new charges coming up. Is that correct?
No.
It's my understanding Ms. Richardson will plead guilty to the violation, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Richardson, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Ms. Richardson, when were you arrested? Last night or?
Last night.
Okay, so you've been able to sleep since you were in custody and you're not under the influence of anything, right?
No.
Okay, okay. So ma'am, as I explained, the maximum penalty if you plead guilty or are found guilty on this violation could be up to 10 years in prison. You would ask for court-appointed counsel. We appointed Ms. Underwood. Are you satisfied with Ms. Underwood as your attorney and the advice that she has given you?
Yeah.
All right. Now, do you understand that you have a right to contest the violation of probation charge and to have a trial on it? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you understand that you have, that throughout the trial, you would be presumed innocent until your guilt is proven by a preponderance of the evidence? Do you understand that? I'm going to set this over to tomorrow morning, Miss Underwood, because she seems to be struggling. So I'm going
not
to.
struggling. I'm swelled. I don't feel good. It's cold in here, and it's.
I know. So I'm going to set this
Let's
over
keep
to
it
tomorrow
longer.
morning, Miss Richardson. So we'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, tomorrow morning, Miss Richardson. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Your Honor, I believe that may conclude my docket with you.
Okay. Thank you.
And Judge, I did send you a message about Rowley. I don't know if you.
Yeah, and Mr. Goldstein is here, so could I get Mr. Dillard? I don't think Ms. Weiss, do you have any objection if we take Dillard early?
I don't care. I just know that we're not doing anything on Raleigh other than getting a new date.
You wanted me to call the case, okay. All right, so in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Mark Anthony Rowley, file number 22-20801 FC. I have Michael Dagger Margosian appearing on behalf of Mr. Rowley. I have Jacqueline Weiss appearing on behalf of the people. Mr. Rowley has not appeared. Is he in MDOC custody? Is that?
He is, and I spoke with Kim Cates, and she indicated that she did saw the May pretrial date, but missed that there was a date today. So it is already set for jury trial. There's another pretrial May 25th, or May something, I don't know. So I would just be asking if we can get another pretrial date.
Do you want another one, or is the May 24 one good, Mr. Dagger Margosian?
Your Honor, we're going to need one before that. The reason why I wanted the case called is just to put a couple things on record. Number one, Mr. Rowley has filed his own motion for a 180-day statutory violation. What I would
have that.
The court does not have that motion.
He might have mailed it to you, but let me see here. When did he file that?
Let me check.
Is it timestamped, Ms. Adams? Can you see if there was anything filed by Mr. Rowley and entered into the system?
Okay.
Okay. When was that? When did you receive it, Mr. Dagger Margosian?
I'm looking. I mean, it would have been a few months ago at this point. Let me.
December 4th. He mailed it to the court. It looks like. December 5th.
Well,
yeah,
he might have mailed it to you guys.
Judge, I don't see it.
He might have mailed it to you guys, but he never filed it with the court.
Judge, if he would have mailed that to us, we would have returned it to him as ex parte communication because he's represented.
So I guess two things, Your Honor. Like I said, obviously he has filed something on his own. While
happens all the time.
I mean, I haven't had anything to do with it. However, I do think that it should at least be ruled on and heard on the merits. But additionally, the people have filed a 404B notice, and I do anticipate filing a response to that. So what I think would make sense is to get a pretrial date, a short adjournment for it, get him.
Well, you're going to have to file his motion because it wasn't filed with the court. So are you going to refile his motion?
I will file it, and I think the court just needs to make a ruling one way or the other just to preserve that issue. But so what I would like to have happen is get an adjournment for the pretrial, and then
March 8th.
March 8th is fine. What I was going to say is get everybody on screen and then get a motion hearing date on both the 180-day motion and the 404B.
Well, I was just going to set it for a pretrial and motion date of March 8th at 10:30 in the morning or something.
My only
motion. Why can't I give you the motion date now?
Well, I guess my only concern is I am anticipating Mr. Rowley would want to be heard on that motion, but I think he also alleged that there was some breakdown in attorney-client communication, so I think he would want to be heard on that as well.
Right, and I would hear him that day, wouldn't I? Or do you want it farther out?
I want it closer to today. I want it.
Well, did you receive a copy of his motion, Ms. Weiss?
I did.
I mean, the next available date I have is February 22nd or March 8th. That's the only 2 days I have available. So there's like a week or two difference. I don't have anything soon.
I mean, I guess I would ask for the February date as a pretrial.
So we'll set it over to February 22nd at 8:30, and you can do the sip in order to adjourn. And that'll be for a motion and pre-trial. So just make sure those are provided to the court. Like I said, I don't have them.
Your Honor, did you say at 8:30?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Or Mr. Dagger-Margosian, do you want it at 10?
Yeah,
Did you go
probably
down?
later. I think later would make sense.
Okay, so we'll do at 10 a.m. And okay, make sure you get those filed, and we'll see you back on February 22nd at 10 a.m. and we'll do the writ for that day, and then, or Jackie Weiss's office will do the writ, and then you'll file his motion with us. All right?
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you back on that day. Mr. Goldstein? Hi, Mr. Dillard.
How you doing?
I'm good. Mr. Goldstein, I had this down at 11. Do you want to do it now?
Well, I had written down at 10, but since Mr. Dillard's there and I'm here, we may as well.
Yeah. Who's your prosecutor?
I thought it was Jackie, but I could be
All
wrong
right.
about it.
I think.
It's my time, or that was.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, William. It's Doug Hartung. You're right.
Okay, so hold on and let me get a hold of Doug Hartung, all right?
Okay.
All right, Mr. Hartung will be right here. Morning, Mr. Hartung.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Goldstein. All right, so this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus William Jarrett Dillard, file number 2022-21069 FC. At this time, I have David Goldstein appearing on behalf of Mr. Dillard, and I have Douglas Hartung appearing on behalf of the people. Mr. Goldstein, we are here on your motion.
Yes, Your Honor. Before I begin, though, Mr. Dillard, I believe, has 2 files, and I thought I filed a motion in both.
Ms. Adams.
I have 22-20717 FC and 22-21069 FC.
Ms. Adams. And so that motion applies to both files, Mr. Goldstein?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll get the other file, Judge.
Very good. All right. So Mr. Goldstein, you may proceed on your motion.
Well, Your Honor, this is a very unusual situation. It's not the first motion to withdraw that I've ever filed. But this is not a situation in which, at least to my belief, that the relationship has broken down. Mr. Dillard and I were communicating. We were, as far as I know, everything was fine.
Can I be a bother and ask?
Hold on, Ms. Adams. I'm going to mute Ms. Adams. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So as far as I knew, everything was fine until one day when Mr. Dillard and his family contacted me and said that they were really sorry, but they would be unable to provide the funding for his defense, including my fee and other things. And Mr. Dillard and his family indicated they understood that I didn't work for free and that if I felt I couldn't continue, they would understand that. So this is not a situation where there's been a breakdown, but a situation where I can't provide the defense that he deserves. It's a very serious matter, particularly the shooting case. And he needs to be prepared, have an attorney who can prepare his adequate defense. And without the funds, I can't do that.
Mr. Burton, your response?
No, I have no objection to the request, Your Honor. That's the relationship between Mr. Dillard, Mr. Goldstein.
Mr. Dillard, anything you want to say?
Yeah, just when would I be getting another attorney, man? Because I don't got
We'll
nothing.
talk about that. We'll talk about that in 1 minute. All right.
I don't got none of my paperwork. I'm fighting for my life. I don't got nothing else to do with me.
Hold on, Mr. Dillard. Hold on. So I meant, do you have anything about his motion?
No, I don't care if he quits. He should. I don't care.
So Mr. Goldstein, I will grant your motion to withdraw.
I'll provide orders, Your Honor.
Yep, on both files. Thank you, Mr. Goldstein.
Judge, I think that other file is a different name. It's Skyshun Tyndall.
Yeah, I only got one file. I don't know where.
Right.
No, hold on. No, Mr. Dillard, just hold on a minute.
That's right. I'm sorry. I was looking at the number on the transcript and the name on the transcript is Skyshun Tyndall. It was a joint, the joint transcript. Yeah. He's
Okay,
right.
so I've granted your request. Thank you, Mr. Goldstein. All right, so Mr. Dillard, back to you. Now, Mr. Dillard, how long have you been in, or raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Mr. Dillard, how long have you been incarcerated?
Like next week it'll be 8 months.
Okay, so you are obviously not employed.
Right.
And do you wish at this point to hire a different attorney?
No, I just take a court appointed or whatever.
Okay, so what I will do is refer you to the public defender's office for court appointed counsel. They will screen you and determine if you're eligible for court appointed counsel, which at this point you probably are. And then I'm gonna set another pre-trial. Your trial isn't set to May. So what I'm gonna do is.
My pre-trial was set for April 19th.
Right, but your trial is not set till May. So what I'm going to do is set this for a pre-trial on February 8th. And we'll prepare the notice of hearing and we will send notice to the public defender's office. Oh, Mr. Malaro.
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
can you let your office know that I'm referring Mr. Dillard for screening for court appointed counsel?
Judge, I heard Mr. Tyndall's name mentioned. Is this related? He's one of the co-defendants in the attempted.
Oh, so we're gonna need conflict attorney.
Yeah, so send it over and I'll let them get started on the process of appointing.
Okay. So Mr. Dillard, because there's multiple co-defendants, you're going to be assigned outside counsel as a court-appointed attorney. So we'll process all the paperwork and we'll see you back here for a pre-trial on February 8th at 8:30 in the morning. And we'll either have had someone already see you or we'll know the name of the court-appointed attorney that day. Because I don't think, yeah, that's 2 weeks. So We'll see you back on February 8th at 8:30 in the morning, and my office will do the notice of hearing. And anything else, Mr. Malaro?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dillard. We'll see you back on that day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Malaro, I have one more that I do not have a defendant on, and I guess it's Dawn Van Dusen. All right. So.
Do we know